Hi, I'm Jessica Snyder, registered dietitian and outpatient nutrition director. Welcome to your post-operative solid food diet class. During this presentation, we'll be discussing your questions and concerns and making sure that your experiences that you're having are normal. We'll also be discussing the rules of the tool and the solid food plan. We'll be discussing your ongoing commitment to exercise, supplements, and upcoming events. Remember, there are 4 parts of the rules of the tool: the diet, exercise, the tool, and you. Make sure that you're using these 4 parts to ultimately get to your health goal. With the tool, we want you to be consistent with assessing the effectiveness of the tool. That means you don't always need to eat to capacity. Really listen to your pouch and listen to your tool. But make sure you're getting an adequate amount of nutrition and focusing on planning your meals in advance and getting 10 to 15 grams of protein every 3 hours. Behavior changes in diet will help you to assess the effectiveness of your tool, and your tool is most effective for 1 to 2 years post-op, so really make sure you're maximizing this amount of time that you have for your weight loss ability. Some of the behavior changes that you may be experiencing include reducing portions. It may be helpful for you to invest in smaller plates or serving utensils, such as appetizer forks, to help you decrease the volume in what you're consuming. Make sure you're setting aside time for meals and limit distractions. Distractions can cause you to feel overfull and really make you feel uncomfortable. So even trying to turn off the TV while you're eating can be something that's really helpful. Also concentrate on the process of eating and really sitting at the table so that you get better satisfaction. Remember that you may not feel full for about 20 minutes, so even if you're done eating within 5 to 10 minutes, your volume that is prescribed, don't let your brain go for seconds. You don't want to overfill your pouch. Slow down the eating process by taking smaller bites and using smaller utensils. And putting your fork down between bites can help you to do this. Chewing each bite thoroughly is important. About 20 to 30 times will help to develop consistency that is best digested, and it will prevent food from getting stuck. So once again, small bites and chew your food well. Choose appropriate food options for nutrition. Make yourself a priority and make sure you're asking, is your kitchen safe? Is this something that you can do in your environment? Really make sure your pantry, your refrigerator are set up for success. There are many changes after surgery with your emotions, and that can be difficult to navigate. So make sure you're honoring you and the emotions that you're having and communicate appropriately. Make sure that your relationships, like your friends, family, coworkers, know about the changes that you're trying to make so that they can be supportive in the process. Also, mealtime changes are important for you to communicate about, even social gatherings and holidays, so that you can be successful and set up for optimal nutrition. Be prepared because others may not quite understand what you need from them, so make sure you're advocating for your health and your nutrition. There's always outside help available. Our program team members, counselors, support groups, such as your Facebook page and newsletters are great ways for you to stay connected and help troubleshoot through some of these emotions. Every person's weight loss journey is different. So we encourage that you weigh no more than once per week. Weighing multiple times a day is not really good for your mental health, nor is it going to actually reflect a true weight change. Your weight is going to fluctuate throughout the day based off of hydration changes and digestion. And a true plateau is only assessed over the course of a month if you've not lost any weight, nor made any changes in your muscle mass or your waist circumference. Overall, we want to look for trends in your weight loss and look for that downward trend, not the occasional high. The number on the scale can really impact your emotions, so focus on all the reasons why you had surgery and all the health improvements you're making in order to keep that positive motivation for success. Exercise is an important part for you to maintain your weight loss. After surgery, the only way that you will maintain your weight loss is by developing a good exercise plan. Exercise also stimulates endorphins that make you feel good. Make realistic weekly goals that you can commit to Exercise needs to be a priority, so schedule a time for you to exercise and make an appointment with yourself. You can determine the length of time that you're going to be active as well as the activity type you want to engage in. But there's a variety of options, and so making sure you're choosing something you enjoy, which will help you to keep this up long term. Also, the capacity for exercise will improve as your weight changes, which will be very motivating for you. So set goals for yourself and start small, but build up over time. At 6 weeks, you'll be allowed to include resistance training. You'll need to wait until you're cleared from your surgeon's office, and you'll want to start slow with low weight and gradually build up. Exercise is important for you to change about every 6 to 8 weeks, as it prevents boredom, but it also prevents plateaus. We like to use the FIT acronym to help us engage in different types of activity that will help to prevent plateaus. You can always change the frequency in which you do exercise, so the number of days per week as an example. The intensity, so instead of working out at a lower intensity, you might be able to rev it up a bit. The type of exercise, so instead of always doing the treadmill, make sure you try something new, the elliptical, the recumbent bike, a new dance class, weightlifting. The amount of time which you also dedicate to exercise may be increased. So instead of just doing 30 minutes, maybe you feel great and want to push it to 45. Make sure that you're using your tool to help you properly establish diet success. When beginning the solid food plan, make sure you're beginning with no more than one new food at a time, taking one bite and chewing your food well 20 to 30 times. Set down your fork between each bite so that you're slowly enjoying that food process, and stop at the feeling of satiety, also known as comfort. You do not need to be full or overfill your pouch. Remember that fullness can take up to 20 minutes, so go ahead and stop eating and then allow that time frame for you to assess if you're feeling satisfied or full. Now that you're at 6 weeks, we really want to implement the optimal diet for you to have lifelong. We want you to embrace the eat to live philosophy rather than live to eat. Finding the right balance of this is important. We want you to make sure that 75% of your plate should be protein, and protein should still be your priority. 25% of your plate should be complex carbohydrates, once again staying away from the refined white carbohydrates. Incorporating fiber-rich foods during this phase of complex carbohydrates can be helpful for digestion, and starting to focus on fruits and vegetables alongside that protein. If you've had a gastric bypass, make sure when adding fruit into your diet that you don't consume more than 15 grams of carbohydrates, as we want to prevent dumping syndrome. Also, whole grains during this diet introduction is something we want to limit in volume because it can cause some discomfort. So approach these foods cautiously. With gastric bypass, we want to prevent dumping syndrome, so once again avoiding high sugar or high carbohydrate foods. Be careful, if it tastes sweet, it probably contains sugar, and you don't want to experience dumping syndrome, so really try and read your labels, ask questions when at social gatherings or at restaurants, and make sure you're eating based off of what your body needs. Try and stick to low-fat foods, no more than 1 to 2 high-fat food choices per day, as those can quickly add up in calories and not in nutrition. When dining out, be prepared. Try and look at your menu in advance and really choose options that are going to be best for you. Once again, those are high in protein, low in fat. You also want to speak with your server about options that you can make, reminding yourself you're the customer and making those modifications, such as reducing the salad dressing or asking for no butter. Also limiting portions and making sure you're choosing appropriate nutritious options. During this solid food phase, we want to make sure you're getting 5 to 6 protein-rich meals per day, eating every 3 hours. Your first meal should be within the first hour of waking up, and your last meal 1 hour before bed if needed. Avoid grazing and snacking. It's the #1 cause of post-op weight gain. Occasional treats are not forbidden, but should be planned to prevent overconsumption and possible emotional eating. Once again, we want your meals to be planned out in advance, 5 to 6 protein-rich meals per day. It's also important that you measure your food in a measuring cup, not on a food scale, and listen to your pouch. You do not need to eat to fullness, but rather to satiety. When it comes to fluids are still important for you to work on. Getting between 60 to 80 ounces of fluid a day is now your goal. Sip, sip, sip on water throughout the day to help ensure you're getting to that goal. At this phase, we want to change how we're going about eating and drinking. We want to wait about 1 hour after meals to start drinking. This will help to prevent pushing food through the pouch too quickly. Also, starting to wean your protein drinks and protein shakes is something we're really encouraging. These are no longer meal replacements. Fluids will not keep you full, so you will feel rather empty after drinking a protein drink. So we would rather you focus on foods versus protein drinks. Your supplements are still important. Make sure you're continuing your multivitamin as well as your B12. Also at this phase, you'll want to start with your calcium citrate supplementation and vitamin D. It's best if this calcium citrate supplementation is broken up over the course of the day. 500 milligrams in the morning, 500 milligrams at lunch, and 500 milligrams at dinner. You can also start your fiber supplementation. Once again, you can mix this into your food or fluids that you're drinking and start off with 1 to 2 doses a day. This will help to normalize digestion and also help you to stay full. This is a review of your vitamin and mineral supplements. Make sure what you're currently taking is in line with the procedure you've had and where you're at in the surgical process. Calcium citrate is important for you to supplement after the surgical process. Now that you're 6 weeks out, beginning that calcium supplementation will help to ensure good bone density. Calcium citrate is the most absorbable form of calcium. Your calcium should also contain vitamin D. Once again, taking 500 milligrams of calcium 2 to 3 times a day is optimal for absorption, and separating it out away from a multivitamin as well as any additional iron you might be taking. Your body can only absorb approximately 500 milligrams at a time, which is why we're separating your calcium out in 500 milligram increments. Vitamin D should be consumed in 800 to 1,000 IUs per day unless you have a deficiency, and in that case you might have to take much higher doses. Once again, check with your surgeon in regards to your vitamin D supplementation level and your schedule of supplements to see if it needs to be adjusted. At 6 weeks, fiber should be started. These can range in different types of fiber supplementations as well as fiber-rich foods. The goal is to get between 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day to help with normal digestion as well as fullness. As the fourth part of the tool, we want to support you in your continued lifestyle change. You are a habit that is hardest to change, so stay connected. Your team wants to help you in this process. We encourage regular follow-ups at least yearly, as well as your support groups and having you review your newsletter. Also, additional classes are held to help you through this behavior change process. There's menu planning classes, as well as exercise and fitness specialists to help through the journey of weight loss. Some upcoming events include your surgeon's appointment at least yearly, follow-up appointments with your dietitian, your 6 months back to basics class, and don't forget to stay connected. Join a support group. We have a variety of options available, and once again, we encourage you to stay connected. This is your health and your journey, and we want to be here to support you through that process.